Hello, I'm Dan Meyer. I am the Product Development and Tech Service Engineer for Fast Wax Ski Wax. I'm not only involved in new product development, but also we do research on skis and the performance of skis as part of the tech service part of it to help people improve their overall performance of the skis. What we're going to do today is do the edge tuning and waxing on Alpine skis for recreational skiers. We're going to treat this as intermediate to advanced recreational skiers. So these are people that are out and ski just under the level of racers. They ski just as fast, just don't run the gates. So they're interested in making sure that their skis perform well. They know when they perform well and they want to make sure that they're waxed right. So we'll go through the edge tuning and the tools that you need for edge tuning. Then we'll also go through the waxing, and when we go through the waxing we'll cover in depth our base prep wax, which we use as our first layer. It's a blend of several different waxes that we use to not only bond into the ski but also harden the base so it gives it good performance when your subsequent layers are put on. Then once we do that, we'll be waxing with our temperature specific HS20 series wax, and then we give you many options there. The key thing is to look at the number on our wax. The HS20 stands for 20 degrees. This is the midpoint of the wax where it runs real well, and then you can add plus or minus 5 to 8 degrees on top of that to get the optimum performance. So any of our products you look at, you just look at that number, then pay close attention to the temperature range. You can wax with the universal wax, but a temperature specific wax will also give you much better performance. From there you can dial up however you wish. You can go to our LF line to get added performance, or you can go to the maximum level and run our HSF 20 fluorinated product. So we can give you the options and the performance of the ski. So we'll cover the waxes a little bit further when we get into the part of waxing. Right now we're going to focus on the edge tuning. When you put your ski on the bench, the first thing you want to do is take your fingers and run them easily down the edge and check for any burrs that are in the ski. If you have a burr on a ski, it can scratch your iron, and that scratch in the iron can relate into a gouge in the ski. So what we'll do is take our shop stone and we'll go down the ski nice and easily on that and look for and feel for any burrs, and we'll sand them out before we go any further. You can also catch your fingers on one of these and you can cut your fingers. So you want to keep the burrs out of your ski, and we'll just go down that nice and easy. And so we've got the burrs out. Once we do that, we want to set the ski, the base angle, and then we'll set the side angle. This is a pair of TM22 atomic telemark skis. They're considered an all-mountain ski for both resort skiing and backcountry skiing, so they're a universal high performance type of ski. So what we'll do is put our file into our edge tuning tool here. And we'll set our angle. This is something for recreational skiers that once you set this angle, it pretty much stays. You can have your local shop do this for you, but it pays to have the tool so you can tune them yourselves. What we'll do is we have our tool set at 1 degree, and we'll just go down the ski nice and easy and overlapping the scope. And you can generally feel how smooth the file runs down the ski. It really tells you how smooth that edge is. If you have some nicks, they can case harden. You can get some hard spots in that, and you'll feel that with the file when you go down it. I'm using nice, easy overlapping strides. And just getting it set at 1 degree. Once we have the base angle set, we'll tip the ski up on its edge, and then we'll start working on the side angle. One of the things that we want to do first when we come up on the side angle here is to check and make sure that we've got the top sheath on this base relieved far enough so that we can get our edging tool on the ski and we can work that edge. And you can run your fingernail down that and catch that. And we have an edge beveling tool. Now you always work a ski with the base away from you and work away from you. But to show you on the camera what I'm doing, I'm going to flip this ski over real quick so you can see the use of the edge beveling tool. And what we're trying to do is take this little bit of the top sheath of the ski and cut it back so that it doesn't interfere with the files. And the edge beveling tool has a little rounded cutter on it, and what that does is we'll come down the ski and we'll pull that off, and you can see as we come through here, this ski has been cut, but we're pulling off little pieces of base as we go down. And this ski has already been relieved. This is something you only have to do once in a while, essentially when the ski is new. And again, this is something that you can have your shop do, or you can purchase the tool. If you take your skis into the shop, they have the equipment and can relieve that edge for you. Once you have that, the other things you want to watch then is if you have any scratches or cuts in your base, or when you've relieved that edge, you have a sharp lip here on the ski. What can happen then is that lip will catch on the other ski when it comes over it. So you want to relieve that. And one of the things I found is a piece of this real open sandpaper for sheetrock, and that kind of cuts that back a little bit, and you can go right down that and sand that down and have that base nice and smooth. You always want to work that from tip to tail, and then you can feel that you have a nice smooth surface here. You can also use a little sanding block, get it a little smoother if you'd like, work it down. Once we have that set, then we can work and set our side angle. For most resort skiing and most recreational skiing, we'll set the base angle at 1 degree, and then we're going to set the side angle at 2 degrees. So what we're going to do is take our base file and file the edge and check to make sure that we have that edge set. Now I like to use a long file on this so that when you're cutting down you don't washboard that ski at all. If you use a real short file, you can make little divots in it. Also use very low pressure on it and let the file do the work when you're doing it. And one of the things that we can do to make sure that we're getting the full edge cut the way we want it is we'll just go down this edge and we'll mark the whole edge with the magic marker. Then we can look at it and make sure that we have the whole edge set exactly with the way we want it. And you always want to use a chrome hardened file on the ski. So it'll cut, and you can see I'm pulling this down nice and easy. And you want to move your body with the ski and keep that pressure equal all the way down the ski. And I can see now as I look at the ski that I've pulled all of that magic marker off of it, so I know that I've got it down. Now for recreational skiing, we can go from here to an intermediate, then a fine file. We don't have to take every step down the file way, and we'll get a edge that's sufficient for what we're doing. So the next step I'm going to go to is to a 400 grit file. And when you're using the diamond files, you want to use some polishing solution on it. It makes the tools last longer. It gives you a lot nicer surface. And I'm going down nice and easy overlapping strokes where I pull it down and then I come back easy. So I go down this way and lift up and come back. Nice easy overlapping strokes, and I'll work that edge. Now what we've done with the file and we're doing here is we'll have a little bit of a burr on that, and we'll cover how to pull that burr off because it feels real sharp, but you don't want that sharp feel to it. That sort of tears through the snow, and what we want is a ski that cuts through there real nice. So I'll give it another pass here. Then we also want to keep our tools clean. So I have a little soap solution there in the jar. From there we'll go down to 600 grit. And a 600 grit is really sufficient for recreational skiing. And what we're going to cover here is the sequence that you go through on this final cuts. Now you can go down and use the ceramic stones and go down to finer ceramic stones. But for what we're doing, the process is the same and the sequence is the same. So you just want to watch that, and it depends on your level of expertise of how far you want to go. So we'll go down here, and as you can hear as we go to finer files that there's less cutting and more polishing. The diamond stones still cut. But we'll work the edge, and we can see that we have a nice smooth and a shiny edge on the ski. Now what we've done is created a slight burr that's going down, and we're going to manage that burr. So this is the sequence that you want to do. Is you want to do the edge, base, back to the edge, and then gummy stone. So what we're going to do here is take our file and go down here real nice and smooth and just catch the edge. So if you feel here we're on the ski, if you tip it up, we're on the edge right there. So we're just taking that burr right off the edge of the ski. Still working at tip to tail. Now we're going to come back one more time on the side edge here. And if we're going nice and easy here, we don't want to create any burr, we just want to put a little more polish on that ski. This final edge, we want to be pushing that burr just right down a little bit. And then we want to go all the way tip to tail, nice and smooth here. Wipe our edge down, and we'll go down this real nice and light with our gummy stone, which is just a soft rubber stone. And that'll make sure we've got all that burr pulled. Now what we have is an edge here that's very shiny, very sharp, but yet I can take and run my finger down it and it won't cut my finger. It's a very smooth edge. Now this cuts very nicely through the snow, where if you have a burr on here, it tears through the snow and it'll slow you down. So you can feel this, that it feels nice and sharp, but it's nice and smooth. Now this ski is set and ready to go. The edges are tuned on it.